Seaman Liggett. Submarining is a dangerous business which submariners make safe. We go to sea in ships which sink by design. We operate independent of shore and sea support for months at a time and over the vast expanse of the ocean. Our heritage and traditions took root at the turn of this century and came of age in the cauldron of fire of World War II. We and our brothers are the warriors who won the war in the Pacific by attrition of the enemy's navy and merchant fleet. We are the warriors who have won the Cold War and will assure peace in the years to come. Each time we dive into the depths to carry out our mission, the guarantee of our safe return and success is only a small part of the engineering marvel we work on. The key ingredient, the key factor in our success and survival is the crew and their training. It is the brotherhood of sailors who are the officers, mechanics, electricians, cooks, technicians, yeomen, weaponeers, corpsmen, storekeepers, and quartermasters who are a guarantee. Today, shipmates, you join a small brotherhood, this fraternity of master mariners called submariners. Your new dolphins are more than a badge and symbol of what you've done. They're a reminder to you of the reliance and trust we, your shipmates, have in you to do the right thing to get the job done. Don't let your word or deed violate that trust. Well done. Congratulations, E.J. Doyle, Commanding Officer. Submarine Qualification Certificate. Sonar Technician, Submarine, Seaman Kyle D. Liggett. Electronics Technician, 3rd Class, John M. Morrow, Jr. Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, Kyle West. Having successfully completed the rigorous professional requirements for qualification of submarines, having gained a thorough knowledge of submarine construction and operation, having demonstrated his reliability under stress, and having my full confidence and trust, I hereby certify that they are qualified in submarines. Given this 12th day of October 2010 on board USS Alexandria. Signed, E.J. Doyle, Commanding Officer. Yeah!
Midnight, and the two submarines were overhauling the quarry. By 0300, morning of the 31st, Steelhead was boring in on the attack. At 0332, Welcher opened fire, aiming 6 torpedoes at a tanker and a large freighter. One torpedo was seen to hit the freighter, and a few moments later, a mushroom of black smoke surged up from the tanker. Welcher maneuvered to fire 4 stern shots at another freighter. 2 Japanese rockets soared into the night, signaling the convoy's alarm. These flares were seen by Parchi. Ramage's submarine had made contact with one of the convoy's escorts 30 minutes earlier and was driving forward with crew at battle stations to strike the convoy's flank. The glare of the rockets now revealed several large ships in silhouette and 3 escorts rushing about. One of the escorts was ahead of Parchi and to the starboard. 2 were on the submarine's port, between Parchi and the convoy. As one of these was bearing down on Ramage and company, Ramage decided the pattern needed some fast alteration. Running the submarine at full speed, he started a circular swing to draw away the oncoming escort. The anti-submarine vessel continued on its course while Parchi continued her circle, which brought her in behind the stern of the second portside escort. This reverse spinner play apparently confused the opposition, Ramage recalled afterward. Parchi was now between the escorts and their convoy. But while this maneuver was going on, the entire Jap convoy had reversed its field and was now headed directly for Parchi. Ramage picked out the closest target for the first shot, a medium-sized freighter. But the range had been overestimated. Before the setup could be made, the ship was only 450 yards away. Sharp full right rudder slid the submarine out of the freighter's path, and Parchi's bridge personnel could almost feel the breeze as the freighter went by at a scant 200 yards. Ramage swung the submarine and opened fire with 2 bow shots. The alerted freighter managed a lucky zig, and the torpedoes missed. But the freighter's swing blocked the rush of an escort, and a moment later, Parchee's lookout spotted 2 tankers off the starboard. Starting a run for these targets, Ramage got in a stern shot at the freighter, and a thumping explosion registered a hit. A 5-minute dash brought Parchee within torpedo shot of the tankers. Ramage fired 4 torpedoes at the leading tanker, then swung Parchee hard right to fire 3 at the second tanker. The leading tanker collected the first salvo from cutwater to wake. The first torpedo blew the ship's bow to pieces. The next 3 plowed into the tanker's midsection, quarter, and stern. The ship went under immediately, leaving only a small patch of burning oil to mark the spot. The second tanker, struck near the bow by 2 torpedoes, staggered and slowed, but kept on going. So did Parchee, and she didn't slow down. Every escort in the convoy and all the remaining ships were now wheeling and milling. As though his submarine were a PT boat, Ramage, whose nickname was Captain Red, drove into the center of the traffic jam, shooting everything. The convoy shot back everything. Ensued the maddest surface action yet fought by a submarine in the Pacific. Weaving and dodging through the convoy like a rodeo bronco attacking a herd of wild bulls, Parchee struck at one Maru after another. Ramage fired torpedo after torpedo as the enemy returned fusillades in glowing tracer and screaming shells. The scene blazed and roared with the din of an exploding fireworks factory. Hard right, hard left. The submarine swerved and veered. In her forward and after torpedo rooms, the sweating men grunted, swore, and labored like Vulcan's blacksmiths to load the tubes. Above, the TDC operator played the organ at pinwheel pace, somehow keeping up with the spate of target data which came down from the bridge. On the bridge at 0423, Ramage and companions were watching 2 anti-submarine vessels close in, and Ramage was planning the next dodge when a small, fast Maru loomed up on the starboard bow, rushing to ram. We felt like a mouse at a bridge party, Ramage described the sensation. I called the engine house to pour in all the oil they had. Halfway across the rammer's bow, Ramage threw Parchee's rudder full right. Ship and submarine passed in the night with elbow room at less than 50 feet. This, as any navigator knows, is the width of a safety razor blade. The shave left Parchee boxed in by small craft on both sides and an oncoming passenger cargo vessel looming up like the Flatiron building dead ahead. Left with no alternative but a down-the-throat salvo, Ramage fired 3 bow shots at the advancing menace. The first torpedo missed. The next 2 were on the nose. The ship came to a rumbling stop as if she had run her bow into a mud bank. Ramage drove the submarine forward, then swung hard left to bring the stern tubes to bear. Firing a single, saw the torpedo strike the vessels amidships. At 0442, as Ramage was maneuvering in for a final shot, the ship put its heavy head under the sea. Then with a rush, it was gone. Ramage glanced about for something else to shoot, while the residue of the convoy, firing indiscriminately, looked for the submarine. There were still several small craft and escorts around, but no worthwhile targets that we could see. I decided to put some distance between us and the hornet's nest. Great example of a great submarine captain and a great submarine crew accomplishing amazing results when faced with some extremely severe adversity. And the 3 of you together, each on your own path, and each with your own time and quickness to get there, you all made it. You all made it together, and you all made it because of these guys out here. And I know that every one of them joins me today in welcoming you aboard as a fellow submariner. Congratulations.
Like Cobb said, there's a lot of time that goes into this, and hopefully I've proved that I haven't wasted yours, and I appreciate y'all's help very much, and hopefully that'll pay off. One day I'll save your lives like I know you guys can save mine.
Well, it took me a little longer than expected, and sorry for wasting your guys' time like that, but I do appreciate each and every one of you guys sticking with me, helping me through it, helping me get to where I'm at now. Appreciate the help.
Thank everybody for accepting me, taking me on board, kind of with my perhaps sometimes assessment of vision, LPM chief. But it's been fun, and wish I could do it all over again. Thanks for your help.